What's up, guys? I'm Pamela Horton, and this is Pamela Horton's Stuff because I cover a range and variety of things, and stuff is the only way to really describe all things that I do. You may be asking yourself, Pam, why are you in your car? Or Pam, why are you wearing that sweater you wear so much? One, there's a lot of construction going on in my neighborhood, so it's very loud. Also, I have no power at my house. Two, I love this sweater and I'm lazy. But let's get to the meat of what this video is about, because today, we're gonna be talking about Breath of the Wild. I've waited so long for this game, and I've waited even longer to be able to tell you guys what I feel about this game. This game is, okay, slow down, let's pace ourselves, because this is a review video. This is my review of Breath of the Wild. I am the biggest Legend of Zelda fan. I have a Triforce tattooed on my rib cage. I have played every single game in the franchise. My favorite before Breath of the Wild was Majora's Mask. Now, it's Breath of the Wild. As you've probably seen on the internet today, there are a lot of positive and rave reviews of Breath of the Wild. This review is not going to be any different. I've got nothing but love to give for this game. If you want a non-biased review, you're not going to get it here. I've been a Nintendo fangirl my entire life, so basically anytime they throw a game at me, I'm going to love it, I'm going to squeeze it, I'm going to hug it, because it's Nintendo. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is considered by Nintendo an open-air game. Every single aspect of the game is explorable. You can climb any mountain you can see, you can cross any river, basically any ocean if you figure out how to use a sail. You can climb any tree, any surface, as long as it's not raining. You can pick up almost every item, and sometimes you have no idea what the items do. What is that? What does that do? Why do I need this? What practical uses does this item have? I'm 40 hours into the game and I have a ton of items in my inventory. I still don't know what they do, but I'm okay with that. I love the fact that I go into a dungeon and I don't know what I'm supposed to do or how I'm supposed to do it. What's even better is there are mechanics that are immediately introduced to you. You kind of have to figure them out. So there's a lot of mystery to the game. There's a lot of mystery to Breath of the Wild. When you finally realize, oh, that's the mechanic I needed to do for that boss fight. You don't feel like, oh, come on, really? You feel like, oh, it makes sense. Why didn't I think of that? And the fun thing is, the experiences I have and the way that I play the game may be very different from the way that you play the game. Story mode aside, the exploration and the way you build your character, like you can customize your Link. My Link is purple because, yes, it's fucking purple Link. I love my Link. Oh! So cute. Let's talk about weapons really quick. You are not bound to one particular weapon. Let's look at the Master Sword. The size, the damage, the weight of each individual weapon is different and unique. There are different arrows that you don't have to unlock in a dungeon. You just buy them in shops, and you can pick up bows from enemies that drop them. Some enemies drop higher quality bows than others, but that's the fun of exploring. That's the fun of Breath of the Wild, is experimenting and exploring. Now, if you're the type of person that likes linear gameplay, you will still enjoy this game, but there's going to be much of the game you're not going to explore, because 90% of the game is the world that you can discover, and if you love exploring, then why not go do it? But if you do like linear gameplay, it is possible to go through and, you know, do the storyline. I do have friends who beat the game before the release of the game because they stuck on the linear story path, which isn't bad. You are to make the gameplay your style. I feel that it is not my place or anybody else's place to tell you the way that you play games is wrong. You play games the way that you want to enjoy them, and that is your power and your right, and you do that because you love it. I got nothing but love. I got nothing but love to spread. One thing I want to talk about is the inventory and the HUD. The inventory, I feel, is very easy to navigate. It's very simplistic. It's not overcomplicated or convoluted. I've actually really enjoyed navigating through the screens, although sometimes if you're in the inventory and you want to get all the way over to armor and you're all the way over in food, it's like it takes a little bit, but that's okay. And also too, the way that Link switches between weapons in combat is also very cool, but sometimes I found at the beginning I forget which buttons change which items. So when I mean to change my weapon, I'm changing my special ability, or I'm switching over to my shield. I'm doing a lot of things on accident, so there's a lot of practice that comes in hand because there's a lot of new buttons and a lot of new functions that are being introduced. But if you take the time to learn, be patient, and again, experiment, which is the code word of this game, you'll really have a great time. Now let's talk about the story. This is the first installment of Legend of Zelda that introduces voice acting for completed cutscenes. I was a little skeptical about that at first because Nintendo is not very well known for their voice acting in cutscenes. Well, aside from the very obvious Mario, who is probably one of the most recognizable voice acted characters ever. When you think of Legend of Zelda, you think hot hello. You don't think of voice acting. You think of grunts and sounds, little tidbits to get you by. But now they have fully voice acted cutscenes. To be perfectly honest, I feel that with the voice acting, they perfectly captured the diverse characters that they've introduced in this game. And the story itself isn't exactly like, oh, go save the princess, Ganon is doing a bad thing. It's less about save the princess and more about redeeming yourself and undoing the wrongs that were done 100 years ago. Lives were lost. Some people remember who you are and exalt you. Some people remember who you are and hate you. Some people don't know who you are and they know of the myth of Link. But the story is more than just, oh my gosh, there's this thing that happened and now you need to go do it by yourself. You are now assisted. There are people that help you with storyline quests, which is so much fun. There were moments where I actually started to tear up because the game built up this storyline so much. I actually felt what the character was feeling. I could feel that sense of pride, or I could feel that sense of fulfillment, and the voice acting helped exponentially. One question people have been asking is, should I get it on the Wii U or should I get it on the Switch? Is it really worth it to get it on the Switch? The answer to the question is just get Breath of the Wild. To be perfectly honest, I have not played the Wii U version unless you count the demos at E3. To be fair, most of my time spent on the game has been spent on the handheld version of the Switch, playing it in places other than my house, at work, in the car, as the passenger, not as the driver. The portability of the Switch is ridiculous. There have been some qualms about the battery life, but it is a handheld, high-definition console that you can hold in your hands. Do you expect to have it a better battery life than a DS? So if you're gonna take it with you on a trip, bring a charger. I carry my AC adapter with me everywhere. It makes it perfectly easy. If you can get a Switch and Breath of the Wild, I think that you're going to love it. I honestly think that you will love it so much more than getting it on the Wii U. But if money is an issue, which I totally understand, or if you want to play the game but you don't want to invest in a new system because you're not sure yet, there aren't that many games out, I get you. There's a demand right now and a lot of places are sold out and pre-orders are crazy. So I get you. Like I said before, just get Breath of the Wild. If you can get it on the Wii U, if you couldn't get a pre-order for the Switch, or if you don't want to invest in a Switch, just get Breath of the Wild. It's such a good game. It's so immersive. Even on the Wii U, it's going to take you to a place that you've never been before, that you wish that you could have been in every Legend of Zelda before this one. It's going to give you that nostalgia. It's going to take you back to that first moment that you played Ocarina of Time. And I know that a lot of people have said this in the reviews, but there's that moment when you first realize the brevity of the situation that's going on, the world that you're in. It's super overwhelming, and it takes that aspect and translates it on a much bigger scale. I feel like I'm going to be playing this game for a very long time, like a very long time. There's so much to it. I played 40 hours of this game and I only have 30% of the map unlocked and only 2 of the main story quest stuff. You knew I was going to tell you how much I love this game. I knew I was going to tell you how much I love this game. I knew I was going to love the game before it even came out. That's how good it is. If you're still on the fence about it, you can check out my gameplay video that's going to come out tomorrow, or you can check out my stream on Saturday on twitch.tv/Pamela Horton 13, where I will be streaming Breath of the Wild so you can see it firsthand. Thanks again for watching my video, guys. I appreciate you watching my content. I am here because of you. I'm able to do these things because of you. I want to be able to share this excitement with you. So tell me in the comment section down below what you think, what you're most excited about. If you've got your hands on it somehow, I just want to talk to you about this. I want to talk to anybody about this game because I love it so much. As always, make sure you hit me up at Pamela Horton 13 all across the board on social media. Twitch.tv/Pamela Horton 13, YouTube.com/Pamela Horton Stuff. And I will see you guys on the fields of Hyrule. Love you, bye!